Good morning, it is about 7:30 here and we are not late, but we should have got up a little bit earlier because we then would have had time for breakfast before we left, but we haven't done that, so I think we're going to have to grab some breakfast at the airport, which is a pain, but we are all packed up. I'm feeling really tired. I didn't sleep too well last night. I stayed up really late editing the video that's going to go out today. And then, yeah, I just didn't sleep too well. When there's 4 in a bed, it's quite hard to sleep, isn't it, girls?
Yeah.
It's a tradition on holiday to let them sleep in the same bed as us, which is lovely, but they don't half wriggle about. But anyway, we're all packed up and we are ready to go to the airport. It's going to take us about, I think it's about an hour, is it? Or 40 minutes from here? About 40 minutes, I think, not far. Yeah, so we're going to do that and get checked in and get ready to go to the airport. Bye Dubai. We're on the plane. What did you get? Oh wow, look at him. That was kind, wasn't it? Ernie, his name is. Very long. Only an hour left now. Hour to go. 6 hours down, 1 hour to go. You've been a good girl. You've been such a good girl, haven't you? Your brother, on the other hand, has been a bit of a pest, hasn't he? Are we getting off? Are we getting off the plane? We're getting off the plane. We're getting off the plane. Bye, Lottie. Thank you, bye. Bye. Come on. We are home. It took us ages to get through passport control, didn't it? We are home. We landed in Heathrow about an hour and a half ago. I did start kind of filming in the airport and then I realised that people were looking at me and I just get really embarrassed. I just cannot film in public particularly. It just makes me get really self-conscious, so I stopped. But it took us a while to get through passport control. It was really busy, but then finding our suitcases was really quick and we're all quite tired now. It doesn't ever feel like when you kind of get back on the ground and you say, oh, we were in the air 7 hours, it doesn't feel like that, but it was quite a long flight in places. Emirates is an absolutely amazing airline and I have flown with them a couple of times before. I flew with them to Thailand, which is obviously quite a long flight, years ago, and I also flew with them to Dubai when I went the first time years ago as well, and they've always been really good. And if anyone ever says to me like, what's your best airline you've ever been on, I do tend to say Emirates, and today it was really nice to go on them again and they were really amazing. They've just got really good facilities and really good entertainment, and just generally it's just a really nice experience flying with them. We flew on the big double-decker plane, the 2-story plane, which is just crazy. It is absolutely massive, like huge, and you just think, how on earth does that get into the air? What's it called? Yeah, the Airbus A380, but it was just huge, and it was a really nice experience, apart from our baby boy was just a bit of a pickle because he's at that stage where he's not ready to be entertained by an iPad or anything yet, and he's also a little bit too big to kind of sleep on and off the entire flight, so he was just a little bit of a pickle. He went to sleep for about 40 minutes at the start. I put him in the bassinet things that you get. I think he's getting a little bit too small for that now, to be honest, and he was okay. And I had to leave him crying for a little bit because basically he needs his own space now, so he needed to cry for a little bit in order to fall asleep. But obviously the other passengers didn't know this, and I got really self-conscious thinking that they were going to get really fed up with us. I kept apologising to them and saying, look, if he just cries for a couple of minutes he'll go down, but he was just so tired he didn't know what to do with himself. But eventually he fell asleep, and that was only for 40 minutes, and then he catnapped on me for about 20 minutes at the end of the flight, or kind of mid to the end, so it wasn't loads of sleep. And in the other times we were really constantly entertaining him, but he just wasn't really having much of it, was he? He was alright, he wasn't that bad. It's not like he was crying, he just didn't know what he wanted to do with himself. He didn't know whether he wanted to snack, he didn't know whether he wanted to sit down, he didn't know whether he wanted to sit on us, and it was just generally quite long in parts. But it was, yeah, it was nice, and it was a really good flight, so that was really good. We've just got home, well, we got home about half an hour ago. Opened all the post, most of it was bills, nothing very interesting. And now we're just snuggled up on bed. I've all of a sudden just got so tired. I feel really, really tired. So I think we're just gonna have a really lazy night, watch Britain's Got Talent. I was gonna try and do a bit of like packing, but I can't be bothered, and I can't be bothered to unpack either. So yeah, that's what we're gonna do. And these two, you've got a bit of a tummy ache, haven't you? So she's gonna sleep.
I feel sick a tiny bit.
Got a bit of a tummy ache and feels a bit sick, so she's gonna spend the first bit of the night in Mummy and Daddy's bed, aren't you?
Yeah,
with
and
your
if
sister.
I'm good, you said that I might be able to stay in your bed for the whole night.
We'll see how we go, won't we?
Right, Daddy.
Because we're all a bit sort of, because we've just got back and it's time for bed. What are you doing? What are you
He's staring at me.
You snuggling me? So yeah, I don't know whether to just call it a day and say night night here. It's not been the best vlog because how interesting can you make 10 hours of travelling or whatever it was? Actually that's a bit, well no, probably by the time we woke up this morning and left it's been about 11 hours maybe. So yeah, I don't know how interesting you can make 11 hours worth of travelling. So I think I'm just going to call it a night, and I will see you in the morning. Night night.